and the Canadian E-Prix at the Circuit de Villeneuve is underway. And Loic Duval has gone into the back of Oliver Turvey. And Degrassi's running wide. Degrassi's gone into the wall. So Degrassi's out of the Canadian E-Prix. Buemi and Berton, the battle for third place, and Buemi rather carelessly just glides into the back of Berton. Okay, they've just taken an optional drive-through penalty. As you can see, they're now at the back of the field. So Robin Frijns, the pace setter earlier on this weekend, but that has meant nothing. Da Costa has got past Frijns and into third place. All of the AI could not give a monkey's about trying to do fuel saving. Da Costa, Silvestro, we got past all of our rivals this race. We got past Bruno Senna as well, for what it's worth, but we got past Da Costa, Silvestro. So we're in first. Them lot, these were the front runners, but Berton is breezing past them. I think Berton has accidentally done a strategy masterclass. I think getting involved in an incident at the start of the race has massively helped him. But I think he's fine, though. He's still running. No, there's even more smoke coming out from his car. He has lost a place to Piquet Jr., but Sarrazin, on the second to last lap of the race, is out. Literally set the race count and fuel usage in such a way that everyone should have been forced to have done a one-stop. Nobody cared about that apart from me, and we come across the line to win the Canadian E-Prix at the Circuit de Villeneuve. Nathaniel Berton, as we said, he's found an exploit and he's been a strategy masterclass. He's coming to second place. Buemi rear-ending him has done wonders, and Duval getting involved in an incident at the start has done wonders for him as Duval finishes in third. Okay, so hey guys, it's PSL here, and I'm here with the race at Hockenheim. I forgot what track we're at there, even though it says it in the top left. And after the crazy Canadian Grand Prix with its weird, encouraging crashing fuel situation, it was kind of weird. But that was because I set the race fuel for half and half distance. At this race, we're back to 2/3 and a third distance like we were at Silverstone. You'll see later on, but I've set this race weekend up so that the fuel can do 13 laps, and we're at an 18-lap race. So it's more like the Silverstone format. Anyway, end of qualifying, I didn't show you the practice times because I kind of forgot to get them. But at the end of qualifying, we're going to do a 2:21.5, which is 3 seconds off the pace of Antonio Felix da Costa. And we cut that corner there hideously, but we don't carry on with the lap, so doesn't mean anything anyway. I do get the impression we're not going to be very quick at this track, maybe near the back, maybe, dare I say it, at the back. And we're in 16th, actually. Jerome D'Ambrosio, for some reason, didn't set a lap time, and Robin Frijns did, but he did 13 laps, and it was, for some reason, at a 12-lap limit. As you can see, D'Ambrosio, no front wing. Don't know why he didn't set a lap time, but anyway, Da Costa took pole position in the end, his teammate in second, so both Aguirre's doing very well there. Prost third in the E-Dams, Silvestro fourth, Jacques Villeneuve fifth. Credit to him, I mean, he's got experience at this layout of the track, which I don't think any of the others do. Maybe Sarrazin does, maybe? I don't know, but anyway, we're at the grid for the Germany Prix at the old layout of Hockenheim. Jerome D'Ambrosio isn't behind us, so I don't know where he's disappeared off to. Robin Frijns is. As you see, Jerome D'Ambrosio is at the front of the field. How's he done that? But anyway, the Germany Prix is a go. Okay, so Jerome D'Ambrosio, even though we saw he didn't set a lap time, he is in first. I will give the 3 bonus points for pole position to Da Costa, because Da Costa, he set the fastest lap time, but I mean, Jerome D'Ambrosio is pulling away from Da Costa. Crazy scenes. Anyway, yeah, we're ahead of Robin Frijns. We're trying to get past some other guys, some other people around us. We got a couple of Mahindras. We were up behind Eventuri. That is Sarrazin. We've got Buemi not too far ahead. It's difficult to really say. We've got Daniel Abt behind us. We get past Bruno Senna. We get past Sarrazin, Buemi. We're trying to make a move on Piquet Jr. So we do get past a few cars. And the problem with this track is, well, each car's limited to 137 miles an hour. So it's pretty difficult to make an overtake. Really, you do need to do some dive bomb moves or do it in the stadium section, which is coming up. Anyway, we're up into 12th. From 17th to 12th, that's pretty good. We do go down the inside of Piquet Jr. heading into the stadium section, up behind our teammates. So things aren't looking all that good for DS Virgin Racing at the moment, only in contention for 1 race point. Anyway, on to second lap, we're trying to get past Verne, Degrassi's up there, Turvey's up there, and we've made the dive bomb move, and there's a front wing off, a rear wing off. I believe that's off of our car. We're squirming around all over the place, and the front wing is off from Jean-Eric Verne's car. Oh my word, we've had a teammate collision trying to do one of our trademark dive-bombing moves. But Richard Branson and DS at Citroën, they're really not going to be happy with us. Look, that was the moment which Richard Branson wanted to strangle us. And as you can see, we have got no grip with that lack of rear wing. And we've screwed over Verne's race because, you know, if you have a crash, I guess, after the 5th lap, it's fine. Because then you can still do a one-stop. But as you can see, as I said, 13 laps and an 18-lap race is what the fuel can do. You know, Verne's got to pit twice. Anyway, we get past Loic Duval there. And this rear wing, this lack of rear wing, is quite useful, actually. We're getting... I mean, as I said, the cars normally at this track max out at 137 miles an hour. With the lack of rear wing, we're actually going at 138 miles an hour. We've got some genuine pace. Well, apart from in the stadium section, we do go down the inside of Lucas Di Grassi, I believe that is. But as you can see, we'll be squirming around through the as you can see, in these corners because we've got no aerodynamic grip. So, well, okay, not at the back anyway. We've got no rear aerodynamic stability. We're trying to get past, I believe that's Villeneuve there, but the problem is we've got no rear end grip. Anyway, Verne peels off into the pits. Now, Verne is sacrificing himself to do a two-stop strategy. I mean, you know, the fuel can only do 13 laps. He'll be about 2 laps short from the end of the race. I am going to stay out to the 5th lap, so then I'm still only doing a one-stop like the rest of the AI. So, I'm trying to not sacrifice my race. Verne basically he's given up all hope. Anyway, we're trying to get down the inside of Villeneuve. There's also Nico Prost, I believe that is up there. And we clip the back of Prost, and we do get all out of shape going into that corner. And we got some more rear damage. Don't tell me that was Villeneuve. I think it was, because to be fair, we made a pretty reckless move. But as I said, all the cars max out at the same speed. Yeah, I will attribute that to me, but it's just kind of frustration at this point. I've already got involved in a crash. I've already screwed over my own race. It's really difficult to overtake at this track. I do feel sorry for Villeneuve. Villeneuve, if you're watching, I'm really sorry. Anyway, what are the odds of Villeneuve watching this? 1,000,000 to 1. We do get past an Edam's car, whoever that is. Prost, Buemi, God knows, and that's Simona Di Silvestro in the Amlin car. But as you can see, we're squirming around it, sis. I mean, the lack of rear wings giving us an extra mile an hour straight line speed, but the stadium section going around the corners, it's hairy. It's not like as we've seen in real life Formula E, cars can survive without a rear wing, but it's not recommended, and usually they get the black flag with the orange disc forcing them to come in. Quite often they will happily stay out. But anyway, we do get past Di Silvestro because the lack of rear wing giving us that slight straight line speed advantage. Anyway, coming back into the stadium section, and as you can see, squirming around all over the place, and our pace, apart from the stadium section, is reasonably good. Not race winning, but point scoring certainly. As you can see, we're up into 5th place, I believe that says. So we're in a decent position. And anyway, we're going to replay of Loic Duval. On board Loic Duval, he's got Simona Di Silvestro up in front, Nelson Piquet Jr. to the right, and Duval goes into the back of Di Silvestro. I mean, we got an Abt car. I believe that is Daniel Abt going insane out there. It might have been Di Grassi though. I don't really know where everyone is, apart from the fact D'Ambrosio's out the front, even though he shouldn't be. I don't know where anyone is. Anyway, squirming under braking there. We've actually misjudged our braking. You know, squirming under braking, which is inevitable with the lack of rear wing, and we've lost tons and tons of places. I think we've lost about 8 positions there. And there's the Abt car getting past us. I forgot the team name. Anyway, as you can see, the lack of rear wing really helping us out here, because we accelerate quicker, we max out on speed slightly quicker, and we do get past the Abt car, but we really are going to have to turn down our aggression this race. If we want to score points, we're going to have to cut down the aggression. Anyway, Loic Duval coming into the pits, so he is sacrificing himself to a two-stop strategy, as well as is Villeneuve, who came in the end of the lap that he crashed. So Duval, Verne and Villeneuve all going to have to do a two-stop. Anyway, we're coming into the pits at the end of lap 5. Both Mahindras behind us. We really were holding up a train. There's one of the Mahindras has lost his front wing, and we go flying. The other one absolutely smacks the back of us. Daniel Abt going into the pits because he's lost his front wing from an incident which surprisingly wasn't related to me, actually. Completely AI-related incident. There's Verne screaming past us. But, I mean, Verne's got to stop again. He has to. He's going to be a few laps short. We're doing a one-stop, but we're scrabbling in on 3 tyres. Anyway, so there's the first Mahindra goes into the back of us, and the second one absolutely smacks us. We go flying in the air temporarily, and we do just about scrabble back into the pits on 3 tyres, and amazingly, because of rFactor, we can actually come into the pits on 3 tyres. Anyway, one ball Bruno Senna, so Heifeld loses his front wing, and then Senna, I mean, we do kind of turn in on him, but Senna goes straight into the side of us, and amazingly, Senna gets no damage from that. So all credit to Bruno Senna there. Anyway, we do, look, this is such a sad sight. We do scrabble back into the pits on 3 tyres. It really is a sorry sight. I don't know whether we're going to score points this race now. We're going to have to hope for some more AI collisions. Obviously, this is the only stop we're doing, whereas Verne, Villeneuve, and I think Duval, they've all got to stop again. The person in a good position here is Daniel Abt, who came into the pits ahead of us. So he's in a good position, because he's only going to be doing a 1-stop as well. I reckon Daniel Abt could win this race, although he is second to last at the moment. Right, we're just ahead of us. And then you got Duval, Villeneuve, Verne, and then all the front runners like D'Ambrosio and all Da Costa, for example. Anyway, there's a bit of smoke coming out from our car. No, it's fine. No, we're good. Okay, so bit of smoke there. No, there's even more smoke coming out of our car. That looks terminal. I don't know what's caused that, but that is terminal damage to the engine. Well, I say the engine. I mean, obviously, this game doesn't really acknowledge electric cars, but something in the electric motor has gone on that Virgin Racing car. And Richard Branson, he's going to be crying right now watching this, watching one guy at the back of the field and another guy blown up at the side of the track. But the thing is that most rFactor YouTubers would just stop the race there, stop the video there. Why not? We've got 2/3 of a race left to go. We're going to watch it live. I know most people, if they retire, you know, even on rFactor, they'll just skip to the end of the race. What's the point? We've got a race in our hands. Jerome D'Ambrosio, rather controversially, is still holding first place. Da Costa second, Nathaniel Burton third. But Oliver Turvey, a big mover, he's moved up into 4th. So there are some overtakes made, but none in the top 3. In fact, Oliver Turvey, is he going to try and make a move on Nathaniel Burton? This will be to get into 3rd place. Turvey down the inside. Wow, he does actually lift up Nathaniel Burton a bit there, but no damage to either car. And Turvey up into 3rd place. Now, can he make a move on Da Costa or D'Ambrosio? And to Oliver Turvey, he's been really quick in all 3 of these races. He's just been really unlucky. Anyway, skipping on board, well, not on board, but skipping trackside, we're going to see Prost try and get round Nathaniel Burton. They're side by side. Burton has got no pace compared to Antonio Felix da Costa. The problem is Burton is out of slipstream range with the rest of the cars, which really doesn't help him. Even in Formula E, Nico Prost going into the first corner, he's got the outside line, but he is ahead of Nathaniel Burton. They do clip there, but whoa, something, Burton was rear-ended. I've lost my words. Burton has been rear-ended by Nelson Piquet Jr. Piquet Jr. has lost his front wing, and look, Jean-Eric Verne is coming up behind Piquet Jr. Verne, it looks like he might make a move, he might make an overtake past Piquet Jr. Let's have a look at this. So Piquet watching the battle between Prost and Burton, and Piquet, you could have avoided that. He would have had to have broken out of the corner, but he could have avoided that, and he's lost his front wing. Burton has lost his rear wing, so actually Burton's race is ruined. That's the 2nd race in a row that Burton has been rear-ended through no fault of his own. Anyway, Burton's lost a place. He's lost a place to Di Silvestro. As you can see, Lucas Di Grassi has lost his front wing on the back of Nathaniel Burton, so Di Grassi has had his race ruined. And as you can see, there's Robin Freins, who obviously started at the back. He's up into 7th place, taking advantage of people retiring or going out with some car of incident. Anyway, Buemi versus Senna. So what's going on here? These are the 2 people who came 1st and 2nd at Silverstone. And Senna goes straight into the back of Sebastian Buemi. It's at the same corner that we saw Burton and Piquet crash. Buemi's lost his rear wing, Senna his front wing, and that's ruined both of their races there. They're going to have to try and crawl back to the pits. Anyway, what's going on here? I don't know. What's the context for this? Okay, Buemi hasn't come into the pits. Piquet has. Okay, this is why I included this clip in this video, is because Piquet's made the decision to come into the pits, but Buemi weirdly hasn't. I mean, he could pit now, he'd still be on a 1-stop. If anything, it'd probably be an advantage if he pitted now. But anyway, coming on to the end of lap 13, and none of the front runners are coming in. Okay, I've set the fuel. I mean, even Buemi isn't coming in, and he's got no rear wing. But as you will have seen at the start of the race, I set the fuel so that it only lasted 13 laps. But the end of lap 13, and no one's coming to the pits. Okay, are they all going to conk out, run out of fuel, possibly? I don't know. Anyway, Nico Prost is going past Oliver Turvey here. So Nico Prost, down the inside of Oliver Turvey, he's moved up into 3rd place. But I don't understand what these guys are doing. Because surely they should run out of fuel. We saw in Canada the AI cannot fuel save. Okay, Oliver Turvey comes into the pits a lap later. And so does Simone Di Silvestro. They come into the pits. But what about everyone else? Buemi comes into the pits. That is Verne getting past. Verne actually... I mean... He's in the points, but he's got to come into the pits again because he's doing a 2-stop. But I mean, it's actually D'Ambrosio's finally decided to come into the pits. He's done 15 laps. 15 laps. He's only meant to do 13. Everyone was only meant to do 13. He's done 15. 15 laps. Okay, credit to them. They fuel save. But Verne, we saw he came on the end of lap 2. So did Villeneuve. That means they should be a lap short. They should be coming in soon because they're trying. I mean, D'Ambrosio's done 15 laps. Verne and Villeneuve, they're going to have to do 16 laps if they want to make it to the end. So they're in 1st and 2nd for what it's worth. I mean, Loic Duval, who crashed later on, he should be in a good position here. And so should, well, the likes of Daniel App, but he was already in a good position. Anyway, D'Ambrosio's leaving the pits there. He's getting past, well, he's staying ahead of everyone else. But what about Oliver Turvey? There's Oliver Turvey coming around the 1st corner. And he might have jumped Jerome D'Ambrosio. I think Di Silvestro has as well. And Antonio Felix da Costa there coming out of the pits. He was in 2nd place. And he's behind Nico Prost. As you can see, Buemi down there. But D'Ambrosio... Okay, Piquet Jr.'s just got past D'Ambrosio. Both next EV cars are ahead of D'Ambrosio. Okay, crazy scenes this race. And anyway, we got a battle up front. I mean, what is, for the moment, the battle for 1st? But as you can see, Villeneuve and Verne, they should come into the pits this lap, maybe end of the next lap? I don't know, but I mean, it's an epic battle, and Verne was several seconds ahead of Villeneuve, but Villeneuve's caught up. So, I mean, all credit to Villeneuve, he has been pretty quick this race, but won the last lap of the race, and they haven't come into the pits. Okay, at the start of this race, the AI were only meant to do 13 laps. D'Ambrosio only did 15 laps on fuel. How did Verne and Villeneuve do 16 laps? I have no idea, but if Verne's going to hold 1st place, which I think he is, Verne is going to win the Germany Prix at Hockenheim just ahead of Jacques Villeneuve, who's been very quick this race, and Richard Branson is going to be happy. I mean, to be fair, we basically gave Verne that win because we were the ones who crashed into him that gave him that massive undercut advantage. I don't know, Loic Duval came in 3rd, fair enough. Under the circumstances of 15 laps of fuel, or fuel can last 15 laps, Duval, fair enough, 3rd. Daniel Apt 4th. Nick Heidfeld 5th. I mean, these are all people who got involved in crashes once again. It's almost like Canada, but not quite. It's almost like Canada, really. The same weird crashing is an advantage, but the AI fuel saved, which they didn't do in Canada, which is the exact opposite problem. Degrassi 6th, Burton 7th. But here's the interesting thing. Oliver Turvey, who jumped the leaders, is in 8th. Oliver Turvey is the highest placed person who should genuinely be there. We saw him in the battle for 3rd, went down to 4th, and there's D'Ambrosio, who should have won this race, down in 10th. Well, maybe he shouldn't have. Turvey should have won this race, to be honest, but I'm startled. I try and have the format the same as Silverstone, and it just doesn't happen that way. I mean, apparently, according to the game, we retired with an accident, even though the something in the car blew up. Anyway, Verne, Villeneuve, Duval. It's weird. It's the same issue that happened at Silverstone, but kind of the opposite. But the same consequence happened. I don't know. That will be fixed for Hungary. It should be anyway. I really do hope it is. Anyway, guys, I know you might be a bit annoyed at that race. I know you might feel a bit cheated because it was kind of a stupid race, really. Stupid results. But anyway, it should be fixed for Hungary. I've done some tests. I've done more rigorous tests than I normally do. And Hungary should be fine. It should be more like Silverstone. It really should be. I've done some tests. If the Hungary race ends up like the past two, then I don't know what to do. Anyway, Drivers' Championship, Loic Duval, he's been the guy who's taken advantage off of other people crashing. In all 3 races, he's finished near the top because other people got involved in incidents, or he got involved in an incident and was able to capitalise from it. Jean-Eric Vergne second, so hopefully Richard Branson should be happy with that, especially as it was me crashing into Vergne that gave him the win. Bruno Senna still hasn't scored any extra points since his maximum points haul at Silverstone, but when we 4th, us down in 5th, but it is a very tightly packed field, or for the most part at least. And all credit to Nick Heidfeld, he did get the fastest lap of the race out of absolutely nowhere. He did get the fastest lap. Sam Bird and Jean-Eric Vergne, we've made a pretty decent team actually. We've done pretty well so far, if I don't say so myself. Dragon Racing second, they've actually done very well. Edam's all the way down in 6th, whoever would have thought that. And then you got Andretti through lots of stupid scenarios that happened. Kind of in all 3 of the races actually, Andretti to some capacity have been screwed over. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and next time we're at Hungary for the Hungaroring, and as I said, I've done some more rigorous tests. The AI, it should be more like Silverstone, it really should be. There shouldn't be any pit lane glitches, there shouldn't be any weird fuel saving issues. It should be, hopefully, a normal race, it really should be. And if Hungary goes awry, which it shouldn't do for my tests, if that goes awry, I'll just set this series to a no-stop series. We won't be stopping at all, because then that's going to avoid any kind of weird pit lane issues. So I'll see you guys for Hungary, which hopefully should be a normal race like we saw in Silverstone. So I'll see you then.